Welcome back to our channel. It is a fantastic day to dive deep into the latest, most explosive drama unfolding in Los Angeles. We are thrilled to have you join us as we unpack a monumental confrontation that will forever alter the landscape of the fashion world. Let us get right into the heart of the action. The realization that Hope Logan Spencer did not simply walk away from Forrester Creations, but rather orchestrated a calculated and devastating defection hit Steffy Forrester Finnegan like a freight train. For weeks, Steffy had marginalized Hope, shelving the Hope for the Future line under the guise of prioritizing Eric Forster's couture collection. Steffy truly believed she had broken Hope's spirit, forcing her into quiet submission. But the truth is a bitter pill to swallow. Hope has secretly signed a lucrative contract with a rival Logan brand, and to add absolute insult to injury, she has taken the immensely talented designer Deke Sharp with her. When this explosive information finally reaches Steffy's ears, the sheer magnitude of the betrayal shatters her arrogant composure. This is not just a business loss. It is a direct, humiliating strike against Steffy's authority and the Forrester legacy. The deep-seated anti-Spencer bias that has always simmered beneath Steffy's surface suddenly boils over into a blinding, uncontrollable rage. Consumed by a toxic mixture of fury and entitlement, Steffy does not hesitate to take immediate action. She storms out of the Forrester Creations executive suite, her mind racing with vindictive thoughts and violent scenarios. The drive to the Logan building is a blur of mounting anger. Steffy views Hope not as an independent creative force, but as an ungrateful subordinate who owes her entire career and relevance to the Forrester family. In Steffy's eyes, Hope's defection is an act of supreme treason. Furthermore, the Logan brand is already a massive thorn in Steffy's side, having achieved global success by utilizing stolen designs originally promised by Eric Forrester. The looming threat of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit over those very designs fuels Steffy's righteous indignation. She arrives at the Logan headquarters not as a concerned former employer, but as a conquering queen intent on reclaiming her stolen property and punishing the traitors who dared to defy her reign. The atmosphere inside the Logan building is one of triumphant preparation, right up until the exact moment the elevator doors slide open and Steffy marches out. She bypasses security with the sheer force of her furious momentum, her eyes locked onto the heavy double doors of Bill Spencer's executive office. Inside, Bill and Hope are likely discussing the revolutionary new line she and Deke Sharp are secretly developing. The visual contrast in the room is striking. Hope radiates a newfound liberation, finally free from the condescending leadership that stifled her creativity for so long. Bill sits behind his massive desk, the undisputed king of his corporate empire, exuding a quiet, calculated dominance. This serene scene of strategic planning is violently shattered when Steffy bursts through the doors, her face twisted in a mask of absolute, unadulterated rage. The air in the room instantly drops in temperature as the ultimate confrontation begins. Steffy wastes absolutely no time, immediately launching into a blistering, venomous verbal assault. Her voice echoes off the walls of the expansive executive suite as she brands Hope a treacherous, ungrateful traitor. Steffy mocks Hope's sense of entitlement, screaming that the Hope for the Future line was absolutely nothing without the prestigious Forrester name backing it. She accuses Hope of cowardly sneaking behind her back, stealing Forrester resources, and poaching Deke Sharp in a pathetic, desperate attempt to stay relevant in the fashion industry. Steffy's venom is palpable as she weaponizes the ongoing intellectual property dispute. She vows to drag the entire Logan family into a brutal, drawn-out legal battle, threatening to sue them into absolute oblivion for using Eric Forrester's stolen designs. Steffy declares that Forrester Creations will completely crush Katie and Bill's stolen fashion line, ensuring that Hope's highly anticipated relaunch at the Logan brand will be dead on arrival. However, the Hope Logan Spencer standing in Bill's office is no longer the marginalized, weeping employee who begged for a relaunch date and accepted crumbs of validation. Empowered by her new alliance and her own recognized self-worth, Hope stands her ground against Steffy's blistering attack. With a calm, infuriating defiance, Hope looks Steffy dead in the eye and defends her monumental decision. She reminds Steffy that she was given countless opportunities to prioritize the youth demographic, but instead chose to suffocate Hope's vision with arrogant dismissals and petty jealousy. Hope declares that she and Deke Sharp are finally in an environment where their immense talents are valued and nurtured, free from Steffy's toxic, dictatorial control. Hope's unwavering confidence and refusal to cower in the face of Steffy's wrath only serve to pour gasoline on the raging fire of Steffy's anger. The realization that she no longer holds any power over Hope pushes Steffy to the absolute brink of sanity. The complete loss of control is something Steffy Forrester Finnegan simply cannot tolerate. For years, she has dictated the terms of their bitter rivalry, always ensuring she maintained the upper hand and the moral high ground in her own mind. Seeing Hope stand there, completely unaffected by her severe threats and radiating a quiet, unshakable strength, causes something deep inside Steffy to snap. The corporate dispute evaporates entirely, replaced by a raw, primal hatred. Steffy's toxic arrogance reaches a boiling point, blinding her to the reality of her surroundings and the powerful men in the room. In a shocking display of unrestrained emotion and sheer audacity, Steffy closes the distance between them. Driven by a desperate, violent need to physically assert her dominance and punish Hope for daring to challenge her authority, Steffy raises her hand, fully intending to deliver a vicious, humiliating slap across Hope's face. Time seems to slow down in the office as the impending violence hangs heavily in the air. But Steffy has made a catastrophic, perhaps fatal, miscalculation. She has forgotten exactly whose territory she has invaded. Bill Spencer is not Ridge Forrester. He does not pacify. He does not mediate. And he certainly does not tolerate violence against those under his sworn protection. With lightning-fast reflexes that completely belie his composed demeanor, Bill lunges forward from behind his massive desk. Before Steffy's hand can even come close to making contact with Hope's cheek, Bill intercepts it mid-air. His grip on Steffy's wrist is like a vise of solid steel, instantly halting her violent momentum and sending a shockwave of pain up her arm. The physical dominance Bill exerts in that split second completely shifts the atmosphere in the room. He is no longer just a corporate titan. He is the ruthless patriarch of the Spencer-Logan empire, a dangerous predator who has just caught an intruder threatening his family. The look in Bill's eyes is one of cold, unyielding menace. What happens next is a moment that will be etched into the violent history of their bitter family rivalry forever. Bill does not merely restrain Steffy. He retaliates with a shocking, devastating force that defies all expectations. Releasing her wrist, Bill draws his own hand back and delivers a stinging, thunderous slap directly to Steffy's face. The sharp, explosive crack of the impact echoes loudly throughout the expansive executive office, silencing Steffy's furious screams instantly. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated shock. The sheer audacity of the act leaves the room entirely breathless. Bill Spencer, a man known for his ruthless business tactics, has just crossed a massive physical boundary, striking the co-CEO of Forrester Creations and the beloved daughter of his longtime rival. The physical blow is accompanied by a profound psychological strike, completely shattering Steffy's illusion of untouchable superiority and reducing her to a stunned, reeling intruder in a hostile fortress. As Steffy stumbles backward, her trembling hand flying to her stinging cheek, Bill steps forward, towering over her with an intimidating, absolute authority. His voice is dangerously calm, vibrating with a chilling intensity that fills the silent, tense room. Bill declares, in no uncertain terms, that she has crossed into his sovereign territory. He reminds her that the Logan building is a fortified empire, and within these walls, his word is absolute law. He explicitly states that no one, especially a Forrester, is permitted to lay a hand on his family. By officially bringing Hope into the Logan brand, Bill has placed her under the impenetrable, ruthless umbrella of his protection. He warns Steffy that any further attempts to intimidate, threaten, or physically harm Hope will be met with a retaliation so severe it will make this moment look like a gentle reprimand. Bill's chilling declaration solidifies the Spencer-Logan alliance as a terrifying, unified front against Forrester creations. The sheer disbelief on Steffy's face is palpable and deeply profound. She stands there, her chest heaving, her eyes wide with a complex mixture of shock, profound humiliation, and a rapidly metastasizing hatred. The red mark blossoming on her cheek is a physical manifestation of her profound defeat in this violent skirmish. Steffy has always operated under the arrogant assumption that her status as a Forrester provided her with an invisible shield of immunity from real consequences. Bill Spencer has just violently shattered that shield into a million pieces. As the initial shock begins to wear off, the humiliation is quickly swallowed by a venomous, all-consuming fury. Steffy realizes that this is no longer just a battle over stolen designs, market share, or even Hope's corporate defection. The corporate warfare has just turned deeply, irrevocably personal. The lines have been drawn in blood, and Steffy's mind immediately begins calculating the most destructive revenge imaginable. With her voice trembling with rage, Steffy delivers a chilling vow of total annihilation. She looks directly into Bill's cold, unyielding eyes and promises that he will pay for this insult with the complete and utter destruction of the entire Spencer empire. She swears that Ridge Forrester, the full financial weight of Forrester Creations, and an army of ruthless lawyers will descend upon the Logan brand like a plague. Steffy vows to expose their illegal use of Eric's designs, bankrupt their new fashion line, and personally ensure that Bill and Katie lose absolutely everything they have built. She turns her venomous glare back to Hope, promising that her highly anticipated relaunch will be buried beneath an avalanche of lawsuits and public relations nightmares. Steffy's threat is not an empty boast. It is a terrifying declaration of total war. She turns on her heel and storms out of the office, leaving behind a trail of toxic fury and the absolute certainty that Los Angeles is about to burn. In the suffocating, heavy silence that follows Steffy's dramatic exit, Hope is left standing completely paralyzed by shock. She has just witnessed a level of physical violence and ruthless protection she never anticipated when she signed her contract. While she's profoundly grateful that Bill intervened to stop Steffy's assault, the sheer brutality of his retaliation leaves her deeply unsettled. Hope is suddenly forced to confront the terrifying reality of the powerful alliance she has just forged. Bill Spencer is not just a financial backer or a supportive uncle figure. He is a dangerous, territorial warlord who will cross any ethical or physical line to protect his investments and his chosen family. Hope realizes that by defecting to the Logan brand, she has not merely changed employers. She has ignited a catastrophic blood feud between the two most powerful dynasties in the fashion world. The safety and creative freedom she sought have come at an incredibly steep price. The aftermath of this explosive confrontation will send massive, destructive shockwaves throughout every single corner of Los Angeles. Bill Spencer's stinging slap is the violent catalyst for a war that will consume both families entirely. Ridge Forrester will undoubtedly be pushed past the point of corporate neutrality and into a blind rage when he learns that his daughter was struck by his oldest, most hated rival. The impending multi-million-dollar lawsuit over Eric Forrester's stolen designs will no longer be just a legal maneuver. It will be fueled by a deep, personal vendetta aimed at total destruction. As Hope and Deke Sharp scramble to prepare their secret fashion line, they must now operate under the terrifying, looming shadow of Steffy's impending wrath. The battle lines are no longer just drawn in corporate boardrooms and design studios. They're drawn in the very hearts and souls of these characters. The Spencer-Logan empire has thrown down the ultimate gauntlet, and the Forrester retaliation will be nothing short of apocalyptic. The stage is officially set for the most destructive showdown in history.